Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm the Red Baron YT Gamer. Today I will be talking through boom and zoom tactics and what they are, how to use them, what aircraft will use them. Specifically talking German aircraft. Today I'll be using two German aircraft. Actually, you know what? Just to make life easier, I'm actually going to add a third one in here, just to show a little bit different version of it. But three of the more famous German World War II aircraft that were widely used were F4s, FW190A5s, and the Bf109G2 Tropical in North Africa, or the standard G series, which is right here. As you can see, that's a standard G series. This would have been like in Italy or Europe during the majority of the war, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just leaving it with desert Libya skins, like what you would have seen when the Battle of North Africa was taking place, both of these. So to start off, we're going to start with this aircraft, because there's a little bit of a battle rating difference, about a 1.0 battle rating difference actually, between the F4 and the G2, but both are very, very similar. So start off, this one is armed with a 20mm MG151 cannon in the nose that comes out of this hole here. 200 rounds for that, okay? 7.92mm MG17s here and here. There's two of them right on the nose. 1,000 rounds between them, so 500 rounds a gun. It's obviously got a crew of one. Has a maximum speed of 646 kilometers per hour in its current state, which is just about stock. At a height of 5,800 meters. You might get up into there. I've climbed to about 7,000 one game. Not that I would suggest that. It's kind of boring, but whatever. Turn time is a 19.6 second turn time. They're not Spitfires, okay? That's why I'm using these aircraft to show boom and zoom tactics. Rate of climb, 17.3 meters a second. And the takeoff run is 363 meters a second. It gets a ground spawn no matter what, so unless it's a map like France or that Sicily invasion. But with that aside, let's just look at the components. You have an oil cooling system, water cooling systems, fuel tank, the pilot obviously, the guns I just showed you, and it's powered by a Daimler-Benz DB601 E12 cylinder inline engine. Maximum horsepower is 1056. So not a bad airplane engine, very reliable engine. Let's look at the G2 now. It's the DB605A12, where this is DB601. 605, even more powerful engine, almost about 400 horsepower more powerful, so very good. This one is armed with an MG151, 7.92s again, same ammo loadout, crew of one, maximum speed of 705 kilometers per hour at a height of 6,500 meters, maximum altitude 13,200. Turn time, it's an 18 second turn time, excuse me, not 8 second. Rate of climb 27.6 meters a second, and takeoff run is 304. Again, the engine, oil cooler. A lot of things are the same between these ones except for the engine and the modifications. This one has 20mm gun pods, while this one only has 15mm gun pods, as you can see. And that adds an additional of 250 rounds of ammo for the 15 and 270 rounds for the 20 mils, so much bigger ammo capacity. So let's get into a test flight now without gun pods. Air targets, universals, mission editor, head-to-head combat, F4. Let's screw it. Let's go with a Hurricane, Sea Hurricane, Mark 1C. 5 of those. Okay, see? This is something that'd be fighting near North Africa. I'm not really doing a North African because there's really not one of those, so whatever. I'm just doing the Battle of Britain. So here's our flight. 1 second, let me just turn that down a little bit. As you can see, the cockpit is standard BF-109 cockpit. There is flak, and there are our hurricanes. So boom and zoom tactics, as you can see, will not really work the way I'm going right now. Okay, I've got to pull up. You have to be. Step 1 is you have to be above your target. Unless it's jets, and then you can pull something that's basically the equivalent of zoom climbing underneath someone who's not paying attention and blasting them. But that's a video for a different day. This is boom and zoom prop tactic. So climb above your target. Make sure not to rip the thing's wings. It does like to do that above 780 kilometers per hour usually. So don't do that. Don't rip the wings. At this time, a hurricane would never be able to pull up fast enough to actually reliably unless they were super fast. So what you want to do, you saw this in the very first video of the basic aircraft, how I was showing you how to use it. So pull over top and come down and try not to start turn fighting. As you see, I messed that up, so what do? You pull back for altitude. Wow, that is picturesque. Wait for the stall. Pull it back around. Hit the combat flap should you have to. And come back around. And take the wing off. Very, very simple. And basically you do that because if you try to turn fight, Hurricanes, Spitfires, things like that will easily get the upper hand, thus shooting you down. This way you can use your decent high altitude performance and very good engine and climb rate to try to outclimb them after diving. So basically the shot that they have to take is like non-existent. That guy's probably going down, so I'm going to switch targets to this one here. Watch that speed, remember. And there he goes. And line up and fire. Good solid hits. Again, messed up. So what do? Pull back to altitude. As you can see, that guy will try to follow, but will inevitably end up stalling out, as you can see here. So when they stall out, you pop the combat flaps and you pull back in. And another German tactic that good pilots would follow was running away from things they couldn't win. Perfect. So that is a very basic usage. As you can see, it was a little bit sluggish for this aircraft to maintain the boom and zoom, just because of one, of the fact it's stock. It'd probably be a lot better if I had it spaded, but for spading, you have this one, which, I mean, really is the same way. This time I'm going to be using gun pods, though. I'm going to see. Spitfire LF Mark 9, okay? Very similar flight characteristics. Again, 5 of those, 0 of those. Okay. Gun pods, they do add weight. Okay, so keep that in mind when using them. I tend to fly with them a lot just because I tend to go after bombers a lot more. So here we go. They're all flying with North African skin again. Again, you don't really want to go head on with a Spitfire and then immediately start a turn fight. So, as I said, always climb. Follow step 1 and get above your enemy. Take the time to climb, or you'll be taking the time to respawn in the hangar and get into another match, which can take some time. And this will make the game a lot more fun. Again, this thing is armed with 470 rounds of 20 mil ammo now, 200 down the center, and 270 between the gun pods, along with 1,000 rounds for the 7.7s. Another thing with the BF-109s, always try to climb at about 280 kilometers per hour. You guys can figure that out for yourself. So about like this, to try to get the best climb rate and efficiency out of the aircraft until you're ready to fight. And then at this point, I'm gonna hit the war emergency power and pull up a little bit sharper just to get some more altitude above. As you can see, they're all starting to pull up. So I'm gonna roll over and take out the first target in a very ineffective head-on maneuver. But I guess it was effective because, you know, I've got the speed and they've lost it. Like, look at how they're hanging there. Hit the engine blip switch if you have to bring the nose around faster. Again, don't turn. See this other enemy down here? Always dive after an enemy. They might be able to take out 2 in one go. Going vertical. No hits. Got some decent hits on him. That's a fuel or water leak. I don't know which one that is. Another hit. Out of ammo. Trigger discipline is another factor. There we go. Not a bad airplane. So that is how you boom and zoom. Very similar, except this one's a lot faster, so it's able to deal with things a lot better at higher ranks. Thus, the battle rating increase. It's got a more powerful engine, and it gets the adaptation of 20 mils. So, seriously, get gone, kid. Now we're gonna be talking about these. These are a different breed of bird. These are Focke-Wulf FW190s. These do not turn at all. They go up and down very, very quickly though. So, like the BF-109, do not turn. These at least have an 18-19 second turn time. This one has a 21-second turn time. That is pretty rubbish. This one is armed with MGFFM cannons with 90 rounds between the guns, totaling out to 180 rounds. And then you have 500 rounds of MG151 ammo, which is about 250 rounds apiece. And this aircraft is powered by a BMW 801 D2 14-cylinder radial engine. That's 7 radials per stack of radial. I don't know how an engine's really classified. It's like a 2-stack radial. It's got one in the back, one in the front, 7 cylinders each. And it's air-cooled. It's got this oil cooling system here, which allows it to blow air in. As you can also see here, it's got like these little fan blades, like there, that spin, I believe, opposite of the propeller, depending on, yeah, I believe it's opposite, which also cools it. So basically the spinning of the propeller and the air coming in helps cool the engine, which it does a pretty damn good job of, actually. And this one is armed with 7 MG17s with 1,800 rounds this time, not just 1,000. The armor is a lot better than the BF-109. It's got engine armor, steel on the belly, steel behind the head, 118 millimeters effective thickness. So, yeah, let's just get into a test flight now. Against P-51 D5s. Okay, that'll work. This is basically a sole bomber hunter almost. It does its job best as a bomber hunter, which is why it was created. But it is also a holy shit, that is a very, very big formation of FW-190s. Okay, whatever. This one I'm just going to play out. Just because I just want to see a massive dogfight. Actually, it's only 4 kills, so it just doesn't really matter. But we're going to start by taking my wing, this wing, who's flying the French. We're flying up to meet the Americans who are coming from France. We're defending Britain airspace, I guess, whatever. And getting shot at by flak. So you can see this thing's climb rate is very, very good. Although, again, should always keep it around that 250 to 300 kilometer mark, just to get the most effective climb out of your vehicle. That's just pretty. Look at that. Roll her over, select the target. It's gonna be this unfortunate P-51. He's slower now, I should say. First clip, got a kill. Another P-51 down below. Dropping in on him. Hit the war emergency power. He's pulling away. How are those not hitting? There we go. Very nice cockpit, actually. Aktun Huben of the... What the fuck? Okay. Got some decent slaps into this guy. Gonna roll her over. Got a good clip into him. Where's his buddy? Right here. Watch his zoom climb and kill. Got a good hit. Knocked his wing. That's another wing. I love how its ability just to blow things up and knock wings off of shit. That's another kill, so very good, I guess. Well, that was interesting. Okay, so that is the basics of Boom and Zoom. So to recap, step 1, climb, get altitude. It's worth your time, otherwise you're going to be waiting for more fucking queue times than you want to mention to your friends. Also, make sure to grind out the plane you want to boom and zoom with, because you want to make sure it's got the maximum speed that it can, because speed is your life basically. You're not sitting in a dogfight. You're not dogfighting. You're basically hitting and running. It's like aerial guerrilla tactics basically. Step 3: if you fuck up a run, no matter what you feel like, unless you're like doing it on B-17 or a Lancaster or something, I mean, you know, by all means, take one of these and turn to fight a Lancaster. You'll most likely win. But if it's a Mustang at higher speeds, a P-47 at high speeds, Spitfires, Hurricanes, hell no. Just, no matter what you feel, just run away. It's better to reset something up than die right away and then have to completely join a new game. And, yeah, and then just enjoy it. Yeah, a gameplay video will be coming out Sunday or Saturday, whichever one I feel like, or whichever one I can. I'm not sure what aircraft I'll be using or what tank I'll be using. I don't know. Might do some Tiger 2 gameplay tonight, so I might record some of that. So, yeah. Without further ado, I guess if you guys have enjoyed this video about Boom and Zoom tactics, leave a like, subscribe. Thank you for the comments on other videos, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Yeah, over and out.